Whoever you are, God is telling you today, Pim. Okay, God arrested my thoughts. God arrested literally my lips as I was speaking to someone, or should I say he arrested them and said, stop trying to explain what you think God's will for your life is. I'm going to say that again. Stop trying to explain to people what you think God's plan or God's will for your life is. Now, this was extremely humbling for me because I find that this year, God has literally been drumming it into my mind that my plans or my ways are not your ways, Jemima. And it was very humbling. It was choke-worthy because going through this was not a nice feeling. It was very painful because why? I've been tangled in my own mistakes or my ways or my plans that didn't go the way I wanted them to. And at the same time, it was very comforting because I was like, my Lord is sovereign. He is so sovereign. And he says, though my plans didn't go the way I wanted them to, in a way, it's all part of his will. It's all part of his plans. All I need to be concerned about is remaining in him, close to him, doing life with him every step of the way, not making my plans and then slapping him on top. In Ghana, or in the Akan language, we have this proverb that goes, "Yentutu anoma ho enkochire openi se anoma beni." Literally, it means we don't pluck the feathers of a bird and go and show an elder or someone and ask them, what bird is this? Now, essentially, the meaning of this is you don't make your plans. You know exactly what your plans are. You know exactly what answer you want. And then you're going for verification, or you're going to show an elder or God and say, hey, can you just bless this? The truth of the matter is, whether he approves or disapproves, you have made your mind up already. The Holy Spirit revealed to me that as much as I thought I was bringing my requests, my plans to God, in a way it's as if I already knew what I was doing. And I was just embellishing it with, oh, God approves. Why? Because I assumed or presumed that because there weren't any roadblocks and obstacles, that meant God approved. And, without going into too much details, God opened I attributed it to God because he opened so many areas in my life where I thought, surely this couldn't have come from the devil, because they were too good. And in a way, yes, God allowed them because in a way he wanted my plans to go the way I wanted it to, just to show me that I need to remain in him always. Because this year I nearly lost my life and the life of my son, my newborn, during childbirth because, or should I say due to, mainly due to some poor decisions I've made in my life. So back to not overly explaining certain things. I've realized that I don't know what it is I'm in right now. I don't know what the next step is. I don't know anything. All I know is God has told me to trust him. Trusting is a language of the heart. Faith is a language of our will. Believing something is the language of our mind. And as we have learned, trust is also the language of our heart posture towards God. And he constantly reminds me that I just need to trust in him always, okay? Not sometimes, literally always. And I have a devotional that I do every night. And I used to just look forward to just like that nighttime routine and like having a conversation with God. But what I've noticed that this year, I wanted to grow much closer to God. And the way I'm doing life with God, amazing. I wake up with God. I sleep with God. Hey, Lord, I have taken a step, and this, that, other. Hey, Lord, my son is constipated. What should I do? Literally, all the seemingly trivial things I am sharing. I'm in communion with God daily, every step of the way. And the downloads the Holy Spirit has been downloading into my life has been, monumental. And I'm so grateful that God, in his infinite wisdom, chose to grant me, a sinner, such revelations, the dreams I've been having, the visions I've been having for my life, just so beautiful. And boy, when you try to explain what God is doing for you behind closed doors, sometimes it just won't make sense to people. It just won't make sense to people. And I think we need to stop talking too much, because the enemy can use those things to essentially arrest or stunt the growth that God is doing within us. You know, the more we talk, the more, the enemy can use those like loopholes or cracks in our stories, because obviously we're in an uncertain place. We are in an uncertain place. We're in the dark about our situation. We're in the dark about God's will for ourselves, but since we're talking so bloody much, he can start filling things or tearing things down to paint a completely different picture. And then that will then cause more fear, more confusion, etc. So whoever you are, God is telling you today, Pim, okay? Pim, that's what he's telling us to do. Just know that behind closed doors, he is doing a perfect work within you. And when people look at you, they're probably looking at you like, whoa, girl, what's your skincare regimen? I remember someone asked me this on Sabbath. You look good, you're glowing. And I was like, it's the grace of God. He's like, hey, this is not grace. I'm like, well, I do have a skincare routine. My newborn is literally interrupting my sleep. That's what it is. But yeah, be grateful for the work that God is doing in your life behind closed doors. Just because it's behind closed doors doesn't mean the work isn't being done. I'm so proud of you. When you look at yourself in the mirror, pat yourself on the back, because you have done an amazing job. This year had a lot of people in the chokehold. I know I was one of them. Chokehold. By God's grace, we have come to the end and we are stepping into the new. God said, write in the comments, stepping into the new. You're going to be unrecognizable. You already are. But if you knew the plans that he has for you next year, you will start to thank him now. So let's start thanking him now. All right, gems. I pray that the Holy Spirit will water this seed today, and that he will give you a fresh perspective shift in that situation that you're looking at right now and is looking exceptionally dire. I pray that God will just shine the light on something in your life to give you that perspective, fresh perspective. All right, take care and God bless. Bye-bye.